Hi Libra, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. Hope you guys are well. I do want to take a second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Libra out there. So guys, take what resonates for you, leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind the energies may reverse. So if it's resonating, Libra, get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that's just not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Libra? Libra. All right, Libra, you are starting out with the Emperor. Very strong energy. Ooh, the Devil and the Two of Cups reversed. All right, so Libra, you are definitely taking control of your life here. I feel like you... I'm getting this sense of somebody who is just tired with all the BS and they're like, no, if I don't take control of my life, who's going to? I do see that you've been dealing with a lot of toxic energy here. It does have to do with a relationship that ended. So there's somebody you've identified, possibly a Gemini, but it's somebody that you feel is extremely toxic. And I feel like you may be also identifying areas of your life where you've been toxic as well. It does look like it's coming about through the ending of a partnership or a relationship, a love relationship. So it may be calling you to look at your own toxic behavior. Why were you involved in a toxic connection? And you could also be looking at somebody that you had an ending with that was very toxic. So I see, regardless, you just taking control of your life and moving into this high vibrational energy. So let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in a Libra's energy, please. All right, Two of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords in the reverse. All right, so this person that's in your energy, they might be very wishy-washy. They have options. They're looking at all their different options, but they're unable to make a choice. They stay up in their head. It's the energy of going back and forth, not really knowing what it is that they want to do. They don't seem particularly concerned about the ending, some sort of an ending here of a partnership or a connection. However, they are. They might appear that they're not. And I do see that this person with the Seven of Pentacles, they're looking at the options. It's just that they can't seem to make a decision. Yeah, they can't make a decision. They just don't know what they want to do. So they go back and forth. Let me see the energy between the two. The Eight of Cups. This could be somebody who has recently come back into your life. Or you could have come back into their life. They could even be trying to decide, do they want to reconnect with you? I see you over here, Libra, doing your own thing, though. I see you over here, just, some of you could be business owners, or you could be in a position of authority. And I feel like you're just over here doing your own thing. And this person could be trying to decide, do they want to, revisit this situation? Let me look at what's affecting this connection. Or they could have recently revisited it. Show me what's affecting this connection. Queen of Cups reversed. And the Page of Wands. Yeah, they're going to reach out. This person is going to reach out. They're trying to figure out how to reach out. And I feel like they're trying to figure out how because you're very closed off. You're very closed off to this person for some reason. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like you're over here doing your own thing and they're trying to figure out how to reach out to you. They want to revisit this connection or have a new beginning possibly. And you're like, nah, you're toxic. I'm not dealing with you. Now, here's the thing, Libra, is that you also have to be aware that you have built a wall around your heart. your heart is not open, and that may be the toxic energy within yourself that you're trying to look at and trying to address as well. I do feel like this ending hurt you quite a bit, and I feel like as a result, you've definitely kind of shut your feelings and emotions off, at least towards this person, because you consider them toxic. Let me see the outcome for Libra. You could be dealing with a Pisces, Scorpio, or a Cancer sign. Show me the outcome for Libra. This person might be they could be younger than you, or they could be more immature than you are. 10 of Pentacles. And the 4 of Wands reversed. Oh. Okay. So is this person involved elsewhere, Libra? Because I'm seeing that that's the toxic energy. And you're basically saying, we're never going to be on the same page until you decide to end this marriage or this other connection. Because they're showing up as being in a long-term connection. And here's the thing, is that they don't give a lot of concern or thought to their behavior towards that long-term connection. Like, they're absolutely not worried about that. They're still going to reach out to you. This looks very flirtatious for some of you in the way that they, you know, are reaching out. This is someone who has options, and they exercise options even though they're in some sort of a long-term connection. And they just don't care. They don't care, you know, it's like they're acting single even though they're not single. But your energy is saying, no, I think you're toxic as hell. I have feelings for you, but I will not be opening up to you. I've had to become my own emperor. And until you are, you know, going to provide something that's stable, we're never going to be on the same page. So I don't feel like you're open to this person. Bottom of the deck is the 3 of Swords. And that makes a lot of sense. This is third-party energy and a deep sense of heartbreak. This person hurt you. They broke your heart. Yeah, I see it. All right, so let's clarify your reading. Spirit, why is the Emperor here? Why is the Emperor here for Libra? All right, we have the 9 of Swords, and we have Judgment in the reverse. So you basically, Libra, picked yourself up, moved on, you know, took control of your own life, your own energy. You could be very focused on your work, particularly if you do own a business. You really bossed up here. But what people don't understand is that late at night, you worry. Late at night, you think about this person. With Judgment in the reverse, you don't want to make a bad judgment call. There's a part of you, though, that wants to reconcile with this person, but at the same time, you feel like it's not the appropriate thing to do because of the toxic energy that's present. So you've made this decision that you're going to elevate yourself. You're going to take control of your own life, and you're not going to reconcile. It's like you've released this person. You've kind of shut your heart down, but you still think about them, and they're still on your mind. Let me see the Devil. Why is the Devil here for Libra? Yeah, there it is. The 7 of Swords reversed. And the 10 of Wands. So there was some sort of lying, cheating, stealing that was associated with this person and with this connection. You've realized it now. And as a result, you're saying, no, that's a problem for me. You know, I don't want to be involved in deception. I don't want to be involved in toxic energy, and you're toxic as hell. And so you're saying, you know, I'm not doing that. Even the thought of you opening back up to this person is overwhelming to you because of you see them clearly. I feel like maybe, Libra, you didn't see them clearly initially. Maybe you were looking at them with rose-colored glasses. But now it's this energy of having seen the toxic energy, you can't unsee it. So this is why you're shut off from them. But be careful that you're not shutting yourself off because of the pain to other options as well. So this person, even the idea of opening up to this person overwhelms you at this point. Let me see the Two of Cups reversed. Show me the Two of Cups reversed. That's too many. Show me the Two of Cups reversed for Libra. All right, we have the Three of Cups and we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, very nice, very nice. So you made the decision that you wanted love in your life. Some of you are dating. If you're not dating, you're going out with close friends or family members. I see you becoming more social. You're focusing more on your own happiness. And I also feel like you're healing. You feel this person betrayed you. You feel they betrayed you. There was deception that was here and you just feel they're toxic. So I feel like you are releasing this person. You're letting them go and you're healing here. And I do see you kind of rejoining society. Like I said, for a lot of you, it's dating. For others, you're just going out with friends and family. Let me see this person's energy. Why is the Two of Swords here for the person in Libra's energy? The Magician in the reverse, Gemini energy, and the Lovers reversed, also Gemini. So strong Gemini energy. So this person had a choice between you and someone else, and they placed somebody else over you, and it had to do with this long-term connection. They were in a long-term connection or possibly even a marriage, and you feel that they chose that other person over you. So this connection did not manifest. This person was manipulative and they were indecisive, back and forth. So I feel like at some point you bossed up, Libra, and you basically said, no, you've been indecisive. You've been going back and forth, you know, for however long. And now I'm not having it. It's me or it's a highway. And you feel this person place someone over you or something over you after being indecisive for a long time. The indecision that this person was exhibiting, Libra, was part of the manipulation. Yeah. So why is the Seven of Pentacles here? All right, we have the Nine, there it is, acting single when they weren't single. Nine of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Five of Cups reversed. So they had options here, and I feel like they have a lot of options. It's not just you and this person. This person has had a lot of options, and they exercise those options without any regard for how anyone else feels. So I do feel like this is somebody who is now realizing that maybe they walked out of a connection or walked away from a connection that there was actually really love here. This person is going through a sense of, it's like they're learning lessons here. So this relationship with you, it was third-party energy, and they are learning some pretty deep lessons. I do feel this person is going to reach out to you again, but I still don't believe that they are single. So, I mean, but they have fallen for you is what it looks like. So they're out here basically exercising options, acting single when they're not, and then when you came into their energy, I feel like at some point you finally saw them for who they were, that they were manipulating, that they were deceptive, that they were toxic. You kind of pulled back from this person, and now that's what caused them to understand a deep lesson in love. They weren't expecting you, Libra. You made them happy. Let me see why the Eight of Swords is in reverse. Yeah, you were like a breath. I'm hearing breath, fresh breath of spring. I can't quite catch it. Show me the Eight of Swords in reverse. All right, we have the Five of Swords. We have the Page of Cups. This person's got a big ego. Yeah, they've got a really big ego. I do feel like this person is acting like the ending of this connection doesn't bother them, but it does. I do feel like, you know, instead of trying to work things out with you, this person has stepped into their ego. There's been conflict here. I also feel like this person has conflict not only with you, but with whoever this person is that they're in a long-term connection with. So I feel like this person is full of ego. And they just don't care. They act without regard towards the person that they're in a long-term connection and also with you. And they just, it's like they have no concerns. Let me see the energy between Libra and this person. I feel like they're going to reach out, but this is a very immature person. They're immature in how they express emotions and how they talk as well. All right, we have the Ten of Cups and we have the Three of Coins. Yeah, they're in a long-term connection. They want to work things out with you at this point, though, so they may show up. It could be that they show up in a very flirtatious manner. For some of you, for others, they could show up with an apology, especially if you had conflict with this person, because they're realizing that they have feelings for you. They're realizing that there's emotions. This person may have also been trying to keep you like in their back pocket for like later, for long term. So regardless, this person is trying to work things out with you, but they're still in some sort of an established foundation. You have the Ten of Cups, which tells me that you have made up your mind that you're not going to be involved with this person and you're going to focus on your own happiness. That being said, I do feel that it will make you happy to hear from this person because you still have the hope that this person will come out of this toxic behavior. Let me see what's affecting this connection. Show me what's affecting this connection between Libra and this person. There it is again. Four of Wands reversed. Nine of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, this person has just drained you. This is the Nine of Wands is called the Wounded Warrior. So you've been hurt, you've felt betrayed, you don't trust this person, and you feel extremely drained. That being said, there's a part of you, Libra, that still does want to resolve the problems and work things out and, you know, move forward. However, you're not going to do it as long as this person is in any other connection, because you're basically saying, I am not opening up to you as long as you're in deceptive, toxic energy. That's a problem for me. I carried it far longer than I should have. And, you know, as a result, I'm not going to work anything out with somebody that's toxic and I can't trust. So you're basically saying, not as long as you're in another connection. You're releasing this person. You're letting them go because you do feel like they're not coming out of this toxic energy and you don't trust them. Now, they're going to contact you, Libra, and they're going to say, you know, I'm not single right now. However, I'm trying to figure out how to move forward, how to come out of that energy. So they want this new beginning with you. They want to work things out with you. But the thing that I would worry about is that I do see that they are still a little bit in this manipulative energy, and I don't see that they have actually made the actions yet. They're going to tell you that they're going to move forward, but it's going to have to be slow. But I don't see them actually having done the work. So let me look at the outcome. And here's the thing too, is that they're going to try to tell you that they can't trust you. They're going to try to say, well, because you've kind of closed yourself off to me, because you've pulled away from me, I can't trust you. But honestly, it's like they want the guarantee. They want to guarantee that you're going to always be there for them no matter what. But it's unreasonable because they're trying to juggle you. So it's just crazy energy. Let me see the outcome for Libra and this person. The Hangman, Pisces energy. The Queen of Swords, you could be dealing with another Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius. And the Chariot. All right, Cancerian energy. So I feel like this person's coming towards you, Libra, to talk to you. They may come towards you in a very small way initially. If they live at a distance from you, they are going to be traveling towards you. They're afraid that this is going to wind up, leading to more conflict. But this is somebody who's very proud. They're very much in their ego right now. They don't fight fair. I do feel like you're going to talk to them. I feel like you are open to that. You're going to hear them out. But your boundaries are very high, and you are definitely in your power here. So, Libra, you have become extremely strong, through this experience, and it's directly related to this ending. You've been working at your own happiness here, and I do feel like, there's a part of you, though, that is waiting to see if this person is actually going to end this other connection that they're in. Yeah. They may even tell you that they're in the process of ending that, and they're going to be moving forward. They might want to talk to you about moving or, traveling to see you. There's something to do with travel, though. And I do feel like you're going to hear them out, but again, I feel like you're not going to change your mind. If they're still involved in another connection, you're like, nope, I'm going to be dating. I've had enough of that. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands in the reverse. This is underlying energy. It indicates to me that you are choosing to move away from anything that is going to break your heart. You're extremely protective of your heart at this point, Libra. And I can see why. This person, they've got some issues. They've got some issues. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle card. Pulling for the sign of Libra. All right, number 36. It says hole in the soul. Hold on a second. I'm using the Heal Yourself reading cards. Sometimes you guys ask, so hang on a second and I'll read that for you. It says your childhood wounds are creating a hole in your soul. One way your childhood wounds disrupt an extraordinary life is through low-grade depression experienced as a perpetual empty feeling. If as a child you tried to make everything all right by picking up the pieces of your family dramas, then you adopted a false self. When you lose your authentic self, you disconnect from your true feelings, needs, and desires. Instead, you wear a mask to make others feel more comfortable. Being detached leads to profound loneliness and isolation, as you are always mourning your true self. This card encourages you to discover your true self through learning about your childhood and mourning the abandonment and the neglect you felt. Yeah, so you might want to look at your childhood, Libra, make sure that you are not, acting out through like childhood traumas. So this is just calling for you to examine that. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you've resonated with this reading, Libra, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hype the video if you get the opportunity. Until I see you in your next reading, Libra, know that you are loved, and namaste.